sign that.
Set that. We're gonna put it up top.
Do you get your computer out? The flashlight is on right now. Can you turn the flashlight on?
What?
Alright, so we're here for 12:30. It's really quiet, 12:30. 12:56.
What'd you say about the clock?
Well, that's not a short
Flashlight's
period, so,
on.
talk to yourself in the line in the bathroom about that.
Flashlight is on?
12:56.
Do you have room on your desk? You want to put it here?
Yeah. Is the flashlight on?
Well, it's facing down. It's still on, but you can't see
So,
it.
first thing, you have the review sheet I gave you yesterday, right? Everybody have it? You need one. Okay.
Mr. Man, I can't believe you just said be quiet 12:30.
Well, because now you're being obnoxious. Who needs it? Anyone else need the review sheet I gave you yesterday? Anybody need the review sheet from yesterday? Going once. Going twice. Oh. Okay. Now I want to give you a second review sheet to help you out. Anybody wants to see your 5-week grade today? Feel free to ask.
Yes,
me
I
to
want to
look
see
at
it.
it.
I want to see
At the end
mine.
of class.
What's mine?
He's at the end of class.
Where you been? Okay, turn sideways. Look over. So the boys attacking you and stuff? Yeah. Imagine that. See, stuff being good looking. Never the jerks, right? Never the jerks, right? Paige? What? Never the jerks.
Yeah. Oh.
No,
How do you know the flashlight is on?
Okay. Thank you.
How do you know the flashlight is on?
Okay, so everybody
So
has
do you
to
want to
take
turn it
a review sheet. Did you get the first review sheet from yesterday?
What?
Yes.
Okay, so we're all set there. Okay?
Leave it.
So, then, what I'm going to say to you is, I told you the essays are going to be on a couple things, and I'll show you that right now. The first day we went over things here,
Wait, when's our test?
tomorrow, as I've been announcing all week.
It's at the end of the day, though.
Friday, 12/12, circled. I put it on Monday.
Yeah, I thought it was Monday.
It's at the end of the day.
See the date? See the date? See the day? So I don't know where you get Monday there, you Hunyak. Now, the first day I told you about methods, I said here's what your essay questions would be. One is an effective interest group, and the other is how to be an effective lobbyist. That's going to be topics. That was the very first day, methods. Okay, and I'll just remind you, that's going to be on the test. You have it. You have it. It was the very first day. If you don't have it, ask me. But just don't take it so you have another one. Check your
I don't
notes.
think so.
You never were here for all this stuff.
Not the first day.
Okay? Anyone else need it? Everybody else have it. Then I told you the second essay topic is going to be, you need it?
No, I need this one. Well, this one.
Then I told you your second essay will deal with campaign finance and reform, and they were questions 5 and 6 on the black-fisted campaign finance we talked about with soft and hard money. Okay, so you have the arguments for and arguments against. Okay, everybody should have that. We already went over that in class. I'm just reminding you, those are your essay topics. Anybody need that? Okay, so it will be about 30 questions with the essay questions on it, and you should be ready to go. I'm going to finish up today the campaign finance and reform with you. Let me take attendance first and get that done.
Are we going to finish that movie?
Yes, we're going to try to. I doubt we'll finish it all, to be perfectly honest with you.
I liked it.
But we're going to show you as much as I can because it talks about, and it's a good movie, showing the campaign finance and reform. You know, it gives you an idea what the big money's doing. And I have 2 readings today to back that up. And before I move on to attendance, who wasn't here yesterday because we started, this is the case that opens up the big money back in 2010 with the Citizens Action United. Remember, Citizens United, the Supreme Court said, You can't give money directly to the party or to the candidate, but corporations can make info commercials, so to speak, issue commercials, things like that, that are going to support a person running for an office or are going to try to be against a person running for office. And they could put millions and billions of dollars in. Yes, dear, what are you here for?
The test.
You want to look at the test, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what period are you, honey? Everybody know Avi?
Yeah, hi.
Avi, sing us a song.
Hi.
What
Avi's a
period?
tremendous singer.
I'm actually sick right now. I don't know.
This is the one you want to look at? Oh, presidents. First one. Go through that, get yours out, give me the rest back, sit right over here for a second. And then you can go out the hallway and look at it. And then you give it back to me. And then are you going to take it now?
Yes.
Okay.
For what? So can I take it like
When
this?
you're done-
What period is this
when you're
kid?
done looking at it, you're ready to take it. You just say, this is mine, I'm ready to take it.
Okay. Thanks.
Allie, quit flirting with her. She's too young for you.
I swear in every class the pyramid is
So, where was I?
That's what I do.
I guess I was
What are you doing?
starting to play the checkers.
Why is your neck like that?
All right, so let me get attendance quick.
What are you doing for your ear?
So anyway, Citizen Action, or Citizens United, as I said, pay attention, Dino. It's a case that basically unlimited money now can go in, that soft money to make info commercials, etc. Okay, Madison's here. Where's Joshua Wyatt? Not a hire. Give me the rest, I'll take those. Okay, so you're just gonna go around the hallway, take a desk with you, or there's one out there, I think, isn't there?
Yeah, there's one in there.
Okay, just sit out there,
Or if you do, I'll text it.
okay? Colin's here. Jonathan, are you here? No, Jonathan? Okay. Ariel is, Danny is, Ariel is, Asia is, Kayla is, Madison is, Kylie, Steven, Deviga, Shane, TJ,
Till January.
David, are you here? Yep. Okay, Dino, Anthony, Bridget here? No. Bridge? Oh, no, not Bridge. Okay, Anthony, Miranda's here, Kyle's here, Tamara, nope, no Tamara? No, Tamara, okay. Kristen Kane, Kristen, Ally, Brenna here? No.
Do you want me to?
You gotta do something. All right, so I want to do a couple things first before we get back to the movie. And one, I told you today I was going to focus on New York and what happened in New York dealing with this money, the big money. Just keep both sheets. I'm giving you 2 sheets, you keep them both. Can we staple them? Sure you can. You want to get the staple and pass it around?
It's not that hard.
Half the staples on the paper and like half is just hanging off.
Is this a Greek Italian thing?
I don't think so.
Oops, I think I gave it to you. No? There we go. You're welcome. Excuse me. You keep that. Keep them both, keep them both.
That was good.
Right now, I'm giving out a reading called Billionaires Put a Price on Public Education.
Before you should just end your basketball career.
It's talking about the whole campaign finance. You want another one?
No, it's okay. I have it.
I have like 3.
All right, so let me go through this first. We're starting now. Please pay attention while we're starting. Okay? What part didn't you get?
No, he just has to listen. He's just reading it.
So,
He's reading it out
this
loud.
is ironic. We're talking about this today because I'm going to take that money movie from Montana and show you how it applies to New York, and it applied in this last gubernatorial election. And isn't it ironic that, you know, basically we have a billionaire trying to control public education today, and what just happened today in New York State with our Commissioner of Education? He resigned. Remember, he had been under criticism for the Common Core and the implications of it, and rushing to it and all that other kind of stuff. King is his name, Commissioner King. He resigned, and he's now going to work for the U.S. Department of Education in Obama's administration. So people are scratching their heads going, wait a minute. He kind of blew it in New York. Now we're elevating him to a federal education position. So it's ironic that we're talking about this today, and he resigns today. And Governor Cuomo wanted him out anyways. So, billionaires putting a price on public education in the state. And as I said, this was published last week. This fall, a small number of individuals spent an explosive amount of their private money to elect Republicans to the state Senate. Next week, in a special session in Albany, they plan to demand that the lawmakers they helped elect do their bidding in gut public education in New York State. What's wrong? Everybody all right? It's amazing. $4.3 million in campaign cash, underline that, from just a dozen people across a short span of 7 weeks. That's what they gave. Donations came from Greenwich, Connecticut, from Dallas, from Boston, from Park Avenue, 5th Avenue, and 57th Street, now known as Billionaires Row in Manhattan. The money went to buy seats in places like Peekskill and Poughkeepsie, not Park Avenue. The money paid for mailers and TV ads attacking working families and recent immigrants, designed to scare and divide voters. Please underline that sentence. That's what the $4.3 million was used for. Okay? It appears to have worked. New York voters stayed home in record numbers, and in this overwhelmingly Democratic state, there's twice as many Democrats as Republicans, the Republicans won the state Senate. What are they trying to say here? Who should have been controlling the Senate? Democrats. But because of these ads and the like, they... Good thing you're not twins. You're disrupting my class, you yak. So, you know, the Democrats should be controlling the Senate, but they didn't because of these billionaires putting their money behind the Republicans. Okay? This follows the heels of a powerful behind-the-scenes push to make Governor Andrew Cuomo the biggest champion of privatizing public schools. His major donations include some of the biggest pro-charter advocates, including Dan Lobo and the Republican Keith Langon, who explicitly agreed to fundraise for Cuomo because of his pro-private charter policies. You got to remember, these two rich guys are Republicans, yet they put their money behind a Democrat. Why did they put their money behind the Democratic candidate? They're not partisan at all. It's very partisan. Because what was Cuomo saying he would do?
Get rid of Congress.
What did I just read? Because of his underline that, pro-private charter policy. He wants to make charter schools rather than public schools. He wants to make it like that. So what are these billionaires up to? Why attempt to purchase a house of the state legislature by a small handful of the most richest men in America? Why do Paul Singer, Dan Lobo, and Julian Robertson, and Paul Tudor Jones want? Dan Lobo spent over $1 million of his own money investing in his Senate instead of his stocks. Why? If you examine their business behavior, it seems unlikely that the money was given without any expectations of proper quo. These are men who typically require a return on their investments. In other words, they're saying they didn't give the money for nothing, they want something. Perhaps they want lower taxes on their wealth and more